Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from the 4 group. We would like to present our material about Silent Way Method. Lecture, Mrs. Lailatul Masruroh, M.Pd. And the presenter, there are Dzurrotul Mahsunah, Lailatul Faizah, Moch Hasan Bisri, Siti Lailatul Fitriyah, and Wahyu Nur Diana.
The definition of Silent Way. The Silent Way is a methodology of teaching language based on the idea that teachers should be as silent as possible during a class, but learners should be encouraged to speak as much as possible.
Goal of Silent Way Method. The general goal of the Silent Way is to give beginning level student oral and oral facility in basic element of the target language. The general goal set for language learning is native fluency in the target language, and correct pronunciation and mastery of the prosodic element of the target language are emphasized, and immediate objective is to provide the learning with a basic practical knowledge of the grammar of the language. The role of the teacher is that of technician or engineer. The teacher's task is to focus the student attention and provide exercise to help them develop language facility. However, to answer the self-reliance, the teacher should only help the student as much as is strictly necessary. Katekna states that the Silent Way teaches learners how to learn a language, and the skill developed through the process of learning of foreign or second language can be employed in dealing with unknown of every type. Katekna states that the Silent Way method can also be used to teach reading and writing, and its usefulness is not restricted to beginning level students. Anyway, goal as follow 3. The first, train the skill of students in using foreign language learning orally. The second, train the skill of students in listening to speech taught. The third, train students to be able to master the particle grammar. The Silent Way was conceived as a special case of Katekna's broader educational principle. Broadly, these principles are 5. The first, teachers should concentrate on how students learn, not on how to teach. The point is the teacher not only delivered material to students only, but also notice whatever they listen to understand and concentrate on a foreign language that has just been heard or in conveyed. The second, imitation and drill are not the primary means by which students learn. The point is to see the teacher give motivation or encouragement to learn. It is not enough because it is not the main tool used by students to learn. The third, learning consists of trial and error, deliberate experimentation, suspending judgment, and revising conclusion. The point is to be a student. There is no understand about the material by the teacher. Then student may ask the teacher, and teacher give answer or conclusion that can understand by student. The fourth, in learning, learners draw on everything that they already know, especially their native language. The point is the student before the destination, and now the material that are conveyed, they are just recognizing language material that are used every day and make use of learning. The five, the teacher must not interfere with the learning process. The point is when the learning takes place or when the teacher delivers material. The teacher should not interfere with students by talking, play games, speaking unnecessary because they are also curtain moment. The princely student the Silent Way in the tradition of discovery learning that sees learning as a creative problem-solving activity.
Okay. Next, the characteristic of Silent Way. Silent Way as a structural syllabus and structure are constantly review and threads. Next, translation and rote repetition are avoided, and the language is actually present in meaningful context. Next, evaluation is correct or by operation, and the teacher may never set a formal test. Next, the methods embrace, embrace the autonomy of the learner. Next, pronunciation is set fundamental. Begin students start here study with pronunciation and much time is spent practicing it at lesson. The choices of vocabulary is important with functional and precise words seen as the best.
The technique of Silent Way. The first is sound color chart. The chart contains blocks of color, each color representing a sound in TL. The second is teacher silence. The teacher is not a model. He has to be silent to force the students discover by guiding, motivating, and prompting. The third is peer correction. Students should practice the language. Students are encouraged to help another student when he has a difficulty. The fourth is rotes. The students can see by visualized context. Rotes allow the students to be creative and imaginative. The fifth is self-correction gesture, to make the students that they make an error and to make the students correct the error. The sixth is word chart. Contains functional vocabulary of English. It can be used for teaching and correction. The seventh is Vidal chart. Summarizing the spellings of all the different sounds. Discover the relationship between sounds and letters. The eighth is structural or guided feedback. Students are invited to make observations about the day's lesson and what they have learned.
In the Silent Way method, there are advantage and disadvantage. The advantage of Silent Way is the use of the Silent Way enables a very high degree of interaction as well between the teacher and the student as between the student themselves, and additionally raises the participation of the student in the class. Then, this method will be enhanced learning. The disadvantage of Silent Way is the Silent Way is a very abstract way of learning a language. The second is this method can be benefited by the teacher only in small groups of students. And the last is conclusion. Based on the explanation above, the Silent Way Method is a language teaching created by Caleb Categno that makes extensive use of silence as a teaching method. The method emphasizes learner autonomy and active student participation, so the teacher should be as silent as possible during a class, but learners should be encouraged to speak as much as possible.